All right.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to Green Light and Banter.
Yes, sir.
Today is March 20th, 2024.
The year of our Lord.
And this is our podcast number 22.
Is it?
Well, I think it is. I'm not really
We've
sure.
had a couple
that we don't count those.
No.
We've been through this
and this
before.
one may very well be one of those.
Could be. So hopefully you just enjoyed a little intro music that we're using from our Zoom PodTrack P4.
Is that a sponsor?
No, it's just the device we use.
Now that's a sponsor equipment.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Like looking at a couple of microphones.
Right.
If we got any private donors out there that want to kick over about $1,100, we
Give it up, man.
Yeah.
Don't be stingy.
So, although I'm sure there's people or donors out there, sponsors that want to sponsor us, they're just waiting for us to get our technology right.
Hit our stride technologically. I do want to apologize ahead of time for any coughing that takes place during this. It's sinus season in East Tennessee, and as you know, that's a deadly time.
I think you should just not cough.
I think you should not just breathe. I mean, if you're going to cough.
Okay, you ready?
Well, it's going to make me have to cough.
Well, if I knew you were going to cough, I could mute your mic, but I'm not going to know that.
Nor am I. I'm just going to turn my head and cough like a normal person.
Well, if I pick up on it, I'll just mute your mic. Is that okay?
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if when I feel one coming, I'll do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to pay attention. So our method of recording the podcast today is a little different. So hopefully it works well. We've talked about this for like 2 months, but
history shows it won't work well, right?
well, I don't know. I think the odds are with us.
Ever the optimist.
Always. I mean, always look on the bright side.
Always look at the bright side of life.
I think you should. It really makes a difference.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Attitude. I like an attitude of gratitude. And it also rhymes.
Well, you have to foster that for that attitude. You have to foster an environment that's
Right. Well, I mean, if you wake up and say, "Oh man, this day is going to suck."
yeah,
Probably is.
yeah. I guarantee.
You know, like if you have to deliver a full-size bed to the second floor of a house.
Who was right in that scenario, my man?
Well, I talked to our friend Cameron today, and he says he loves doing them.
Cameron loves doing them because he gets a lot of money off of them, and he just passes it to the two.
No, he means he loves actually installing
No,
the
he
bed.
doesn't. Cameron, if you're out there, I'm calling you out.
He
on
said
that.
he would do it all day long.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
I bet you money.
Well, I don't know how we're going to see.
Do you want me
this
to call him?
on air? Are we? This isn't on air. This is just talking into a little box.
Yeah. Well, we'll.
Well, that was the first attempt.
I did it.
That was the first attempt at muting the mic. Welcome back.
And Jamie's back from his respiratory failure. All right. So it's been a couple weeks. I think our last podcast was a hit.
Was it?
I mean, the title alone was fantastic.
Was it the mayonnaise and tacos one?
Nope. No, it wasn't. Last podcast was What's Up with Knoxville?
Oh, yeah.
Where Jamie basically said, don't live here. Just
I didn't say that at all.
Live outside of Knoxville.
No. That's why I wasn't a fan of the topic.
Hey, I did want to tell you, though.
Tell me?
Yeah, and our listeners, that we actually have some new listeners out there.
Do we?
Yeah. So I did notice on some of our information that we have listeners in Canada now.
Nice syrup.
Saskatoon and Saskatchewan.
Wow. Very S sounding.
And also listeners in Great Britain.
Cheerio.
And Sweden.
Smorgasbord. I don't know any Swedish.
Why would you do that?
I'm trying to make
Are you trying to like get them to stop listening?
No, I'm not trying to get anybody to stop listening.
I know what you wanted to do.
The Swedish Chef?
Yeah, from the Muppets.
Yeah, but everybody does that.
And I do they?
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, we're not going to do that.
He's
But,
not going to.
we appreciate the exploration of the podcast.
Yeah, hopefully you stick around, but we'll see.
We have great ambition.
We do. Execution is lacking, but
So I feel like there's a couple of limiting factors, and I would say time is one. Topic is another, and the other would be financial restrictions.
I think we have a couple of limiting factors. Shall I list them? Greg and Jamie.
Oh, I forgot those.
Yes, sir.
I think that goes without saying.
Indeed. So I have no idea what we're discussing today.
Well, I think you'll enjoy it.
You think that, but
Yeah, I've been rather frustrated for the past couple of days over a couple of things, and I think it's a great topic.
let's figure it out. Because what frustrates you often does not frustrate me.
Actually, I think it does. When my frustration happens, you get frustrated.
Is it real frustration or sympathy frustrations?
No, I think you're frustrated because I shouldn't be frustrated.
So am I frustrated on having to hear about your frustration? Yes. Okay, yeah.
Is that frustration?
I don't know. What
Flusteration? Flustered?
Yeah. Annoyance.
Befuddled?
Annoyance.
Annoyance.
So give it to me.
You're so annoying.
I can be.
Okay, so we're going to talk about March Madness.
Oh, baby.
And it is March.
And it is mad.
And it's going to be madness. So today's Wednesday. Jamie is actually taking a little vacay.
It's my yearly 2-day break. I always take the Thursday and Friday off of the first weekend of March Madness for it's the best sporting 2 days in America.
It is good. It's fast-paced.
Fast-paced. There's 4 games going on at once at any time, and
It's maddening.
lots of upsets.
Yeah, so it's exciting, especially if your favorite team, your alma mater, is in.
Yeah.
Going to the big dance.
Yeah. Going to
Big dance.
Yeah. It's the years I didn't take off for it was when Tennessee wasn't in it.
Yeah, you didn't have
A rooting interest.
Yeah. So our beloved Tennessee Vols
Go Vols.
are the number 2 seed in the Midwest bracket.
Yep.
They kind of stubbed their toe a little bit at the end of the season and in the conference tournament.
As will happen.
Which, a lot of the other bigger teams did as well. Purdue lost in their conference championship as well as North Carolina. So North Carolina edged Tennessee out for the number 1 seed in the bracket in the region. So
they're blue blood. Let's not.
Yeah, well they said it was back and forth.
They say
for the weekend.
They say a lot. I think they say a lot to placate Vol Twitter because Vol Twitter is a powerful entity online.
I mean, is it more powerful than other Twitter?
Yeah.
It's not even Twitter anymore.
Well, they can't call it Vol X. It's Vol Twitter. Vol Twitter single-handedly stopped the hiring of a coach. Not single-handedly. It was about 1,000 people. But.
Is it going to be like Easttown Mall?
What do you mean?
Twitter?
I don't know how to answer.
Well,
that.
they renamed it to Knoxville Center, but everyone called it Easttown Mall.
So pretty soon it's just going to be Amazon.
No, Twitter's always going to be called Twitter, even though it's not Twitter. That's my point.
Oh, I see. Yeah, absolutely. I'm always going to call it.
So why even change it?
I don't know.
Elon?
Oh, Elon. You know, he knows what he's doing, but, you know.
Oh, my.
Uh-oh, he's run over his cord. We're doomed, folks.
It's all good. So the other thing that surrounds this whole March Madness, which is even more maddening to me, is the nonsense and the fever pitch over the brackets.
Okay, let's get to this because I'm going to disagree with you wholeheartedly.
How can you disagree with that?
Well, let me hear your pitch before I.
Well, it's the thing that frustrates me.
I know it frustrates you. I just watched you fill out a few brackets and it was maddening.
Well, it is March Madness.
But that's not what it refers to.
But the thing that bothers me about it is it's something that we do, and I hate to do anything if I know I'm not going to be successful in it. And it's almost pointless to fill this bracket out because...
Well, you know what you just described. College basketball.
I understand, but I'm not competing in college basketball.
But still, you follow Tennessee unless it's very... Or let's just say I'm a blue blood. I follow Kentucky.
Oh, don't even start that.
What?
You picked Kentucky to win.
In one of my brackets... but listen, that's not what I'm trying to say here. The odds of me ending a season a winner is extremely low, no matter if you're Duke, Carolina, Kentucky. More than likely, you're going to end your season a loser.
As one of those teams?
Yeah, because only one team will end the season a winner.
Like the overall winner?
Yeah, so under your theory of going into something that you're not going to be successful, well, more than likely every team that goes into the tournament is going into something that they're not going to be successful.
Yeah, but they're actually participating in something. They're not just picking a bracket.
We are participant. Don't you downplay.
There's no participation.
We're participating. Fans participate. They're a major part of the sport. Yes, to our friends in Great Britain, they participate.
Do they determine the outcome of the game?
Oftentimes, I've seen a home arena absolutely affect the outcome of a game.
By affecting the decision of the referees? Or
oftentimes, the referee can be persuaded by the arena.
So let's say we're at Cameron
Indoor,
as opposed to Cameron Outdoor.
Yeah, that's their pickleball court.
Okay. So what the capacity's 10,000?
No, in Cameron Indoor, it's like
7,
4,000, 5,000, 6,000.
Okay, and 80% of them are students.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that environment versus TBA or Food City Center.
TBA.
Which is what, 21,000?
20, just a shade under 22.
So which setting has a greater influence on the game?
Well, I don't like that comparison because Cameron Indoor is a different beast. Did my mic just get a lot louder?
No, you might have actually got on the mic.
Oh, well, I've been right here. But like if Tennessee would have renovated Stokely Athletic Center, holy cow. If they would have.
Don't you cherish the days of watching the Vols at Stokely?
I wasn't old enough to get over to Stokely.
Really?
But I do remember them playing at Stokely. Like,
you never went to a game there?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to.
It was so different.
Oh yeah, I heard the floors shook.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have renovated it, but the amount they were wanting an arena where they could have tractor
It's a
pulls.
venue.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a venue.
Yeah, they've made a lot of money off
It's
that
a
place.
it's an excellent platform for entertainment.
Of the big arenas, it's up there. I mean, as far as because if you're trying to compare Cameron to TBA, Cameron's a gymnasium. So you got to compare that.
Oh,
to,
and we have an arena.
we have an arena.
Is it Cameron Indoor Gymnasium?
I think it's just Cameron Indoor.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
I need more on that.
You don't need more. You're good.
Cameron Indoor Center,
No, but
Cameron Indoor Gym,
we're gonna
Facility?
We're gonna push through this.
basketball court. Do
Cam-
they do anything else in there?
Not a thing.
Just basketball?
Yeah, I think
No volleyball?
maybe volleyball. I don't know.
Pickleball?
Oh my gosh.
Does Duke have a pickleball team?
Duke has all kinds of teams. But anyways, well, let's get back to it. What don't you like about the brackets, though?
I don't know. I think it goes back to the amount of time that was wasted
On what?
when we were at car rehab.
What time was wasted?
Marking the brackets.
It was like you never marked a bracket in all your time.
I know because I was working.
We all work too. What?
I mean, it was like it's hours of
It
bracket
is,
bracket
boy.
discussion,
What you all just witnessed
using the proper marker.
is the Greg Barnett classic of rounding up. That is not.
So I was always like, "Hey guys, there's an app. We could do this on the app, and it will track everything for us. There'll be no mistakes in scoring.
there was never a
You
mistake.
can look at your bracket. You can see where you're at.
But the man that signed our checks liked the papers up on the wall, so we all. Could,
I know it. I couldn't figure it out.
What's the difference? It was fun.
I know, but you asked me what about it bothered me.
Well, technically,
I'm telling you.
I only really asked you to get us back on track. You're the one that brought this to the table.
I know because I wanted to discuss this.
But the brackets are what's amazing. When I have those 2 days off of bliss, I pull out I used to have my paper bracket.
Your folder?
Well, I meant pull
Do
out.
you still have your old brackets in a folder?
No, but I have my old framed ones where I won the leagues. I only framed them to make everybody mad.
I know.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me.
I know, but it bothered others. It was so fun.
So, do you print your brackets now?
No, because it's all in the app. It's so impersonable.
But you can still print it.
It's so impersonable now. It's the new generation.
Okay, so why even do it?
Well, I was just saying that because you said you like the.
Yeah, so I created a bracket, a group for everyone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
And
one.
then I was like, hey, let's just play for fun. And then nobody wants to play because there's no money involved.
Well, can I tell you something? There's nothing I hate worse than
Playing for fun?
playing for bragging rights.
That's ridiculous. You just said you framed your winning bracket.
But I got the cash to, have a little skin in the game.
I mean, the skin is playing. You said it's so impersonal now.
No, it's impersonable.
I mean, we just joined a league, or what do you even call it? A group?
it's a league.
It's not a league.
What do you mean it's not a league? It's okay, we'll call it a group.
Okay, the group where there's 1,000 brackets in it.
Yeah.
How more personable,
Yes.
personable?
I'm not doing it.
How much more impersonable could that be? So what's it really about?
What I meant by impersonable is the non-paper brackets. We're not sitting up there marking. There was a certain amount of camaraderie that came with that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Everybody gathered. Oh, Jamie, you lost your Final Four. Everybody laughed.
You're out, Jamie.
Yeah. Everybody would make fun of me being out.
Well, I would come back from working all day and everybody be like, well, you're out.
I think you're.
And I'm like, I didn't even have time to check my own bracket. You just immediately tell me I'm out.
I think you're vastly overstating your side of it compared to our side of it.
You're out, man.
The way Greg's describing it is we would roll into car rehab, clock in, head to the brackets.
Nope, nobody ever clocked in.
Head to the brackets, and then go take lunch, come back, work on the brackets some more, go talk around 4:45 or something to somebody, then head on home.
That's exactly what happened.
That is not exactly.
I mean, think about it. These games are going on all day. Do you think everyone waited until the next day to mark the brackets up?
Absolutely, we waited.
Nope.
I sat there with Keith the mornings after the days of playing, marking the brackets.
Yeah, making mistakes on the number of points and all of that
we've
stuff.
never made a mistake.
Did we have an audit?
There was no reason to.
We never audited.
It
these
was
brackets.
simple arithmetic.
I don't think it is. You got so many points in the first round.
Yeah.
So many points in the second round.
We're dealing with 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. It's not like we're dealing with pi. We're not taking pi
Some
out.
of the greatest errors
There was
in history deal with simple math.
Well, yeah, but behind every major error in simple math, there's a maroon sitting there with the pencil. What was that shoulder shrug?
I don't know. What a maroon.
What a maroon.
So do you feel confident in your bracket choices?
No, I've never felt confident.
When you pick one team over the other, how do you decide? Is it based upon which team has the best mascot? Which team has won the most games? Which teams traditionally win? Which team is a higher seed?
Okay, can I explain to you how my theory is on how everybody picks, and then I'll explain how yours truly.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so there's the casual bracketer. We have one that works here in the next office over who picks higher seeds.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a sound method.
And that works well, except when you get into the 8 and 9 seeds.
That works well, except for when there are Cinderella teams. You can't account. She doesn't account for those. But I've seen more.
She plays the chalk.
I've seen more people win just by playing chalk than me winning in my way. Now, you got some. There are some that go on mascots, but those are few and far between. That's not even worth going over.
I mean, do you think anyone does the analytics on the winning percentages based on mascots?
No, you had me up until based on mascots.
I mean, think about it though.
Like who would win between a badger and a terrapin?
Well, not even that. Like which one looks better or which one.
Those aren't analytics. Let's not go skewing what analytics are.
Yeah, but I mean, you could analyze the winning percentages based upon mascots historically.
No,
you could.
I reject that thesis.
Okay.
Now let me explain.
I'm going to start tracking that. Joe Lenardi, you're out of a job. I'm going to take over.
I think Joe's pretty safe.
Well, he just does
Joe's the worst. I can't stand Joe Lenardi.
Does he do the calls on the field? Is that what he does, or is he the bracket guy?
He's the bracketologist.
Ooh.
The fact that you put ologist at the end of bracket just annoys me to no end.
I think I'm going to start the mascot thing.
Well, may I explain to you my methodology?
Yeah, did you explain all the methodologies?
I've lost track on
okay, go ahead. You go ahead.
Mine is that I watch too much basketball throughout the season. So if George Mason is playing Creighton, I'll sit down and watch that game.
Well, do you do that because you're watching them and you're thinking, okay, I may need to know how this team performs if they play so and so.
No, but I do it because at one time, and it's not so much anymore, college basketball was the greatest sport to me that there was.
More than baseball?
Yeah. Now, I love college baseball way more than MLB, but no, so I actually pay attention to so a lot of these teams that are in the tournament, I've watched 1 to 2 games of them, and so I kind of get a good feel on how they match up with the team they're against. Like all the SEC teams, if there's SEC basketball on, I watch it no matter who's playing.
Oh, I always watch.
But no, and then now this is one thing I will give the high tech apps and everything. If you click on the little eye icon,
Yeah, it gives you their
like
stats.
And so you can go analytical.
But I think to your point that you made earlier, because it is madness, I feel like that all goes out the window.
Well, it does in some games, but it is so hard to predict those. I'll always pick an upset. Like this year.
What's your upset?
McNeese State. I got them going pretty far.
Who are they playing in the first round? Because I think, aren't they in the same as
I think they're in the same as Houston.
They are. You're right.
Well, the thing about McNeese State, here's the thing, is Will Wade coaches for McNeese State, who used to coach at LSU, got fired when he had that whole FBI taping him thing. But he is a darn good coach, and he's got McNeese State only with 3 losses all season.
Really?
Yeah. They're a good team. I got them facing Houston and beating Houston.
They're not a play-in team, are they?
No, they made it safely.
Okay. Because I'm just looking at the brackets here.
No, I'll grab my phone and I'll look at it.
But I don't I'm looking. So Houston's in the South.
Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't.
I don't think they're in the South.
Let's see. Hang on. I'll get there. Don't you worry. Let's see. South.
Because another team I was thinking of as an upset is Samford.
Hey, Samford's a good team. Okay, they may not be in the South. Let's see. Let me check the mid.
Because I think I have them winning in the first round.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I got McNeese State. They're the bracket above Samford, Kansas. I got them beating Kansas.
Okay, that's right.
Facing Purdue.
So they are in the South.
They're in the Midwest.
Midwest.
Their first round matchup is against Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry, that was throwing me off because I'm looking for McNeese.
Yeah.
And it's MCNS. Makes no sense to me.
And so I got them beating Gonzaga, facing Kansas. But I tell you why Samford's a good pick, because Kansas has been limping their way into the postseason for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I would agree. They because they've had some losses at the end.
Yeah. No, Kansas is not a good team right now.
Yeah, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, and they've banged up.
They lost to.
I mean, we probably could very well have a McNeese State versus.
They lost bad to Houston.
Yeah,
30 points.
And I'll tell you, I'm not sold on Houston. Houston's been highly ranked all season, but they can be a bad team offensively.
I mean, who beat them most recently? Wasn't that in the conference championship?
Yeah, I don't think it was Oklahoma. I think it was Baylor, maybe. I'll have to check.
Iowa?
I can't recall.
Let's see. I'm going to get there. I've got this fantastic technology here. So Houston's 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Yeah.
But they did lose to Iowa State. And I'm guessing that was the last game they played.
Yeah.
That was in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it is a bit of madness.
Yeah, no, it's a great time of year. Best time of year sports-wise. And then you got the Masters coming up right after it. It's a beautiful time of year.
So when you look at the seeds in the conference, in the championship, so Tennessee has played Purdue, and then within a day or two or three, they played North Carolina, which is another number 1 seed.
They played Arizona.
And they played Kansas, right? At the time, Kansas and Purdue were number 1 and 2, and they played them back to back.
Yep.
And could have won each game.
Yep.
And I honestly believe Tennessee's a better team now than when they were at the beginning of the season, which as it should be. So it will be interesting.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Going to be a great time. March Madness.
But I still get. I think maybe it's anxiety.
I'll tell you, it's always made me anxious because there's a finality to it.
Well, what I hate is you put your time into picking the teams.
Oh, you're talking about the bracket.
What are you talking
I
about?
was talking about the teams playing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't get to control any of that. I can pick who wins or loses.
Well, you can guess who wins or loses.
Right. I make a decision. 50% chance?
No, that's bad math.
I mean, per individual game.
Yeah, coin flip. I'll give you a coin flip.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm not as upset as I thought I was about it.
We talked you off the ledge.
Well, I think the other thing that creates problems for me, it's like, okay, could we just have one app to do this?
There's no money in just having one app.
So I've got
a monopoly's terrible.
I've got Yahoo. I've got brackets in Yahoo.
I can't believe Yahoo's still around.
I like Yahoo for fantasy stuff. I think they've been around so long, they've done a good job. But I created the group in there, which some people aren't participating in, even though I invited them because there's no money. But my family's in it. Okay.
Well, I'll try to. I got to create I don't remember my Yahoo account.
And I think Nathan's in.
Nathan's in it. Well,
yeah. I think there's 5 of us.
I did do a Yahoo league last year with the family, and just to
I think I like Yahoo because we've done fantasy sports so long. In Yahoo, it tracks all of your
so you can look at your records.
Yeah, it goes back to it's probably like 15 years. Or so.
Yeah.
Of course, we haven't done one in the past few years
because of people that wouldn't pay me. Watch it.
Well, there's a way to guarantee that. If you don't pay, you don't play.
That's easy to say. We're rhyming way too much. But
I said it earlier today.
I've heard that from you for years. But the amount of people we had in the leagues was so finite that if you don't play, you don't pay, or you don't pay,
then suddenly we don't have a group.
We don't have enough to match up. Now, this CBS league that we're in, if you don't play, you don't pay, you don't play. Well, who's going to miss you?
Because there's 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you who will miss you is Michael Clothier, the guy that's going to pocket all the cash.
He's not pocketing the cash.
Because everybody sent him money through Venmo. I mean, he may just leave the country.
I don't think that situation is going to take place at all. I've played in this league many years.
Well, maybe he's just banking that money.
I think you need to work on it.
I finally have my condo paid for in Nicaragua. I'm out.
There's not one condo in Nicaragua.
There's not?
No, I don't think.
Manuel Noriega's?
That's the only condo.
Oh.
But I think your faith in your fellow man is a sad statement.
No, I have faith in my fellow man, but not when it comes to gambling.
This isn't gambling.
It's not?
This is friendly
So
wagering.
when you take money and put it into a pool and base your winnings on a bet, it's not gambling. You're betting that you will win.
No, I'm guaranteeing I lose. I'm playing for the fun of playing.
Well, why not? Why involve money?
Like I say, to put a little skin in the game.
Skin in the game.
Yep. Yeah. Golf is always funner if there's a little money on it. Playing pool is
quarter a hole.
Buck a hole or something.
I mean, who's got that much money?
Anybody in the first world?
Anybody playing golf?
Well, anybody in the first world before a certain administration took the White House.
Although it depends on what golf course you're playing at. You may not have any money left.
That's true now. Yeah.
Although I don't play anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Playing billiards is fun with a little bit of cash on it.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do that.
Yeah,
but it was quarter a game or something. It wasn't.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to break the bank. A little skin in the game.
So, do you think that motivates you to play harder?
No, it's just more fun. Like when we have poker night, it's only for a $20 ante. It's not like we're throwing a ton of money down, and we'll play for 4 or 5 hours. Well, that's a good deal. $20 for 4 or 5 hours worth of fun.
I always like. I always enjoyed losing money. It's so much fun to me.
You're looking at it wrong. I look at it as, okay, if you go out to a bar.
Is it an investment in time?
If you go out to a bar, you're going to spend way more than $20 for 4 hours of being there.
First of all, you're not going to be there for 4 hours.
But let's say you are.
Well, you're going to have a problem the next day.
I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on here. What's the time limit? Have we reached it?
We're at 37 minutes.
What's our time limit?
We have 5 more minutes.
42 minutes is our time. Nobody's ever set a time limit at 42 minutes in anything that's been timed. 42 minutes.
Well, I didn't. Let's just say I never start the timer at the beginning of the time.
My heavens. So, okay, how do we want to bring it home?
Well, I don't know. I think at some point down the line in our podcast, we're going to have to come back and reveal the
brackets.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So the tournament begins Thursday. Actually,
last night technically,
because the play-ins.
Yeah, but I don't count the play-ins.
But it does make a difference on those first games, doesn't it? And I mean, if you're picking them to win.
I've never picked a play-in team, even though play-in teams have made it to the Sweet 16. I've never picked one.
Did Joe Lunardi pick any?
He picks his nose.
You
heard it here first, folks.
Did you see Ron Slay's bracket?
Yeah, I did. Ron Slay's a fabulous ambassador to the University of Tennessee.
He's rather funny.
He's the man. That's one of my favorite Vols of all time. In any sport.
Yeah, and I saw something on the news today about Tony Robinson.
The quarterback?
No, Chris White.
Tony White?
Tony White.
Yeah.
I almost had it.
You'd get there. Yeah.
They're trying to get his number retired.
It should be. He was a heck of a scorer.
What do they call him, the magician?
Yeah, something like that. I think it is the magician.
Yeah. I feel like I had a Tennessee hat that he autographed at one point in time.
I think twice he scored over 50 points.
That was in the 80s.
So?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, no, that was about at the beginning of me really paying attention.
Was Don DeVoe the coach? Is that about his time?
Yeah, that was about Don DeVoe's time.
Don DeVoe.
Hey, he was a tactician. He knew his X's and O's. Could not recruit worth a flip.
Who was your favorite Tennessee basketball coach?
For nostalgia reasons, Bruce Pearl. That was such a wonderful time, and because I'd come off a lot of bad years of basketball, and Bruce came in and just immediately took it over. That's our arena wouldn't be the skyboxes right now if it wasn't for.
Well, there would if it weren't for the skyboxes, there would be more seats there where you could actually see the game.
You bring up that one small section where the skybox juts out and you can't see.
Yeah,
But it's a beautiful place there where the sky.
it's fantastic.
That's strictly Bruce Pearl. I mean, I'll say Pat Summitt also, but it was Bruce Pearl.
Well, it was a fun time.
Oh yeah, I was really sad when Bruce Pearl got fired.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of did it to himself.
He had a barbecue. He didn't pay any money. He gave a man a sandwich. Now they're paying people out of pocket.
Well, it's the rules were the rules, I suppose.
He got double-crossed by a stupid recruit who went to his visit at Ohio State and showed a Polaroid of him posing at a barbecue.
A Polaroid?
It was a Polaroid. It was literally a Polaroid.
Oh, Bruce. You know, he still comes back to town and does stuff, though.
Yeah, he's still a fine person. I mean, me and Bruce are in
He's hilarious.
Yeah, we're in lockstep. But
I do enjoy watching him on the sidelines.
Yeah, I love Bruce. I'll never. I mean, I don't have a bad thing to say about Bruce. He was. Now, there's people that will reference his infidelities, but that happens.
I've never referenced those because I don't know anything about it.
Well, he found himself a nice young blonde East Tennessee girl, and next thing you know, his ex-wife has a nail salon called Alimony's.
Well, some people are weak, I suppose.
Yeah. So that is definitely a character flaw.
Did you? Were you a fan of Buzz Peterson?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. He coached Ron Slay.
Mm-hmm.
Those were good. Those teams had good wins. It's just Buzz wasn't ready for that level of a job.
So where did he go?
He went to be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he became an assistant in the NBA for a little while. Then got an office job, I think maybe North Carolina. Just never really got his traction back. He remained around basketball. I'm sure he's still working in basketball.
Yeah, I liked him. He was personable.
Yeah, good Christian man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like Buzz. Loved Bruce. I even, for the 1 year, we had that little Donnie Tyndall.
Donnie.
I thought he was a quirky guy. I don't think the teams would have done well in long term under him.
No, he was only here for. He wasn't even a year, was he?
One season.
Did he finish the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donnie Tyndall.
Now, very successful coach for us that everybody disliked was Jerry Green.
Yeah, he just didn't have much of a personality.
No.
I mean, like you think about Bruce Pearl, no comparison.
Yeah. And then we had Kevin O'Neill for a year.
Kevin O'Neill and Allen Houston.
Wade. Allen was his son.
Well, we had Allen Houston.
Yeah, we had Allen Houston, yeah. And I guess, let's see, I think that's all the coaches in my lifetime. From Don DeVoe to, let's see, I can't remember anybody else.
Yeah, I don't either.
Rick Barnes.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah. Fantastic coach.
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Really nice guy.
Have we reached the 42-minute mark?
Oh yeah, we're past it.
I mean,
now.
your timekeeping.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I thought I'd try something different this time because you just completely ignore the time.
I don't know what the time is.
And I'm like, the time's up, and you're just
When have you ever?
Well, and another thing.
When have you ever pointed at that watch?
Every time. And you go, I don't know. I don't understand why you're pointing at your wrist.
I don't understand it sometimes.
Well, let me clear it up. If I point at my wrist during the podcast, it means the timer is up.
Well, son of a gun.
So have we cleared that up?
Clear as mud.
Because it is called green light.
And banter.
It's not called stopwatch, though.
No, it's not called stopwatch, but
I think it's more about the banter.
yeah, it's not so much the green light.
Yeah. So let's see. I think that's pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So,
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
yeah, so thanks to our sponsors and soon to be sponsors out there.
We love you all.
Yeah. So hopefully you heard the applause.
Yeah, if you didn't, I've just been thanking nobody. So I kind of hope you didn't hear the applause because that will sound hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here, and then we'll see y'all back on the next podcast.
We'll come in next week and update our brackets and see how we're doing.
Yeah, let's do that.
We will.
And it may just be that for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll notice when you point at your watch.
You will?
No.
Because I didn't even point at it today because I thought it was
You
useless.
see, you didn't point at it. How was I supposed to know?
How were you supposed to know?
I said supposed. Don't you? You know what?
The "suh" is silent. How am I supposed to know?
The T is silent and often.
Well, often people
You
don't
j-
pronounce the T.
Well, often people are wrong about how they pronounce often.
Well, most often people like to bring it up.
I agree. Most often they do.
All right, till next time.
Later.